At Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, the New York Mets play the Los Angeles Dodgers. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Dodger Stadium. Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez with you today as the Mets wrap up their road trip. Final game of 3 against the Dodgers, who have won the first 2. This is David Wright's 10th full year in the major leagues, and it's been by far his most difficult one. And the troubles have only gotten worse for David as the year's gone along. Last night, kind of the culmination, 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts, 2 double plays. This is a player that the Mets have a lot invested in. 6 more years on his contract, a lot of money, the face of the franchise, and it is of great concern to this team right now, the way things are going for David. And the question, Keith, is what do you do about that? How do you handle when your best player is going so badly?
Well, I have grave concerns about David, and great players slump. Mutuals have slumped. I slumped. But the fact that he hasn't got plate coverage and he's bailing out against the right-handers is a big concern for me. It's got to be a big concern for management as well as Terry Collins. I think a lot of it has to be now. It's the first time in David's career where he's really in a fishbowl here. He's under scrutiny. We're doing an open here about him. It's a very pertinent story right here with his struggles in the second half. It's a lineup that's been inconsistent. He's feeling the pressure of having to carry the load. I'm not making excuses for him. What does an organization do when their top player is struggling? He's got to come out of it himself. If he doesn't stay in, I'm afraid he's not going to come out. And there's nothing wrong with the swing. He's got to stay in against the right-handers because he cannot cover the outside corner.
He's in the lineup today. He's batting third. He's had great success against today's Dodgers starter, Kevin Correa. The Mets will be going home after this road trip. I'm sure it'll be a lot of discussion. Do you sit him down for a few days? Do you drop him in the batting order? What's the right thing to do?
Well, I tell you what, I honestly feel now Terry's. We got some B-roll of Terry. We're going to run through the game on David, and he's going to give the company line there and support for David. I think if David didn't have these astronomical numbers against Correa, he may have given him a rest because you got the off day tomorrow. Give him 2 days to clear his head. But you know what? When you are the player that everybody looks up to on the ball club, you do not take yourself out of a lineup in bad times. That's when you've got to stay in. Everybody's looking at you. You don't come in with and say, I need a day off. You fight through it. You get the day off when you're playing well and you're hitting well. Okay, I need a day off, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. So I'm glad he's in the lineup. I've been down this road with myself, and I feel for him right now. But you know what? This is a tough game. Nothing's fair. He's going to have to come out of it. Only he can bring himself out of it.
And he and the Mets will both hope that today is the day that the Mets get David Wright back to the normal David Wright they're used to. It's the Mets and Dodgers wrapping up their series in L.A. All the action coming your way today on SNY. Designed with one purpose, to stand apart. The 2014 Lexus IS, it's your move. By Delta. Delta has the only outdoor airport lounge in New York. Delta, keep climbing. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. By Bob's Discount Furniture, proud to be the furniture store of the New York Mets. And by Mazda. Conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. Get to Citi Field next Sunday, August 31st, for Family Sunday, when the Mets take on the Phillies at 1:10. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Mets lunch cooler bag, courtesy of Geico. For tickets, visit Mets.com/Family Sundays. Bartolo Colon returns to the mound this afternoon for the Mets. First start since the death of his mom on Monday, and his first start in 11 days.
Well, he has been solid all year. He's had a couple bad outings, but all in all, he's pitched very wonderfully. His last two starts, he's had solid outings, 8 innings and 7 innings, only giving up 1 earned run in both appearances. He got the loss in the 3-2 tough loss, and there's Kevin Correa, picked up from the Twins just recently, and he's making his third start as a Dodger. He's 2-0 in his first 2 starts, and he has not had a lot of success against the Mets over his career. 2-5 record with a 4.01 earned run average.
Correa now part of his 5th major league team, and of greater importance with the problems the Dodgers have had in their rotation. Mets and Dodgers. Mets trying to get a win before they head home. First pitch coming up from L.A. Going to miss the first pitch. Curtis Granderson swings at the first pitch of the game and pops it up to shallow left center. Andre Ethier angles in, and the first out is recorded on the first pitch thrown by Kevin Correa. There's your Geico Mets starting lineup today. Ruben Tejada gets his first start of this series, as does Eric Young. Otherwise, the same unit out there. Travis d'Arnaud catching, day game after a night game with an off day tomorrow. There's Kevin Correa, who today is celebrating his 34th birthday.
Well, he came up with the Giants in 2003 as a kind of a swing guy. Went to the bullpen, went to the Padres, Pirates, Minnesota, now here L.A. I thought it was a good pickup for the Dodgers.
Here's Daniel Murphy, 3 for 8 in this series, hitting an even .300 for the year, 10th in the National League. and takes a strike from Correa. Kevin Correa grew up in San Diego, so he's back home in Southern California. Murphy with 151 hits to lead the National League, 34 doubles, fourth in the league, has a chance to get a Mets record for doubles, which is sat at 44 for a number of years. Ball and a strike to Murphy with David Wright waiting on deck. Brand new day, and David hoping for brand new success. Murphy gets a piece of it.
I think
1-2.
The telling quote from David yesterday and all the other stuff, but just one, it hasn't been fun. You know, when you're in a slump and you're really letting the team down, David understands that, and it's no fun coming to the ballpark when you're not performing.
Correa ahead on Murphy 1-2 with 1 out and nobody on. And Murph watches wide, 2-2. Correa made 23 starts for the Twins before he was traded. He was 5-13 there, led the American League in losses. So he gets a fresh start with a contending team, and he's gotten victories in his first 2 outings. Didn't pitch all that well his last time out, but got a win against the Padres. Murphy hits the curveball well the other way, but Ethier retreats, gets turned around, and finds it for the second out.
Well, we talked in the open about plate coverage here, and this is when I say David has to stay in, folks. Look at his body. It's like a V, the butt flying out. There's a ball in the outside corner. It's on the end of his bat, and there's a lot of times it's a lot worse than that. He has no outside corner coverage. If he doesn't keep that fanny in, he's going to have a world of problems.
This is a pitcher that he has strafed over the years. 13 for 17 with 3 home runs against Kevin Correa. Now, if you see a pitcher particularly well the way David obviously has with Correa, can that help you get out of a slump?
When you're feeling bad at the plate, Gary, everybody looks like Sandy Koufax and or Kershaw.
And David has to vacate on the curveball, 2-0.
Well, this is a breaking ball, not intentional.
Correa behind 2-0, and Wright pops one up. Matt Kemp playing right field, comes in to get it. 3 fly ball outs for Correa, and a 1-2-3 opening inning. Now Wright got a 2-0 advantage, and he pops up in his first at bat. Mets out 1-2-3. Colon to the mound when we come back. Is back from the disabled list. He was out with an oblique injury, so he's in the lineup, batting 5th today. The former Met Justin Turner, who sat last night, back in at third base with Juan Uribe still on the DL.
And there's Bartolo. 11 days since his last start. Lost a tough one, 3-2 to the Nationals last homestand. 200 wins. He hasn't pitched against the Dodgers since '06.
D. Gordon skips out of the way of Colon's first offering.
And this should. I'm sorry, Gary. Go ahead.
No, it's good.
I'm just saying that D. Gordon has impressed me with his bat, and particularly against the left-handers. He stays in. He's having a heck of a year.
Gordon's 4 for 9 in this series, and I thought that was telling that Colon's first pitch went right near Gordon's legs, which are his bread and butter. He knows what he's doing.
Well, that was the one thing. Lou Brock was such a consummate gentleman when I played with Lou. And Lou, the only time I saw Lou get mad, it was he'd get a really nasty pitcher out there and they'd throw at his feet, ankles, or knees, and Lou would get mad.
Jams him with that fastball, and it's 1-2. Well, Colon was supposed to pitch on Monday against the Cubs, and he was a late scratch. He flew home to the Dominican Republic, where his mom was gravely ill, and unfortunately, Colon arrived just shortly after his mom passed away. So this has been a very difficult week for Bartolo. He rejoined the team here in Los Angeles on Friday, and he is going back to the Dominican Republic for the funeral, which will be on Thursday for his mom, Adriana, who died at the age of 63. So this has got to be an awfully difficult time for him.
I think one that he would dedicate to his mother, Gare, to be honest with you. And he wanted to pitch. He wanted to come back. I think his mother would have wanted him to be on the mound. The good blessing is that mother saw him win his 200th game. Quite a feat right there with Juan Marichal and Pedro Martinez, and get his 2,000th strikeout. 2 enormous plateaus.
2-2 to Gordon leading off, with Puig and Gonzalez to follow. Bartolo plans to fly to the Dominican, attend the funeral on Thursday, and then make his next start on Saturday against the Phillies. So he is determined to keep going to the mound. Slashed to short on the backhand Tejada. Gordon stumbles coming out of the batter's box, and he's thrown out. And we'll see if Gordon is okay. He does appear to be so.
Yep.
Just took a little bad step as he came out of the box.
Down he goes.
So he just tripped, but not injured in any way.
Nice play by Tejada on the backhand. It was an up hop. Fielded it perfectly.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Yasiel Puig, and he hits a shot. Tejada with a diving stop, up and throwing. He got him. Tremendous play by Ruben Tejada for the second out.
2 nice plays. This one better than the first. There you go. You're in the lineup and you get 2 shots hit at you to start the game. Beautiful play.
Well, Wilmer Flores started the first 2 games of this series. Famously had a very rough night on the field on Friday night. And Tejada showing off his skills defensively. 2 out and nobody on. Here's Adrian Gonzalez, who had a huge night last night. 5 runs batted in. Most for an opposing player against the Mets this year. Gonzalez now with 88 runs batted in for the season, second in the National League.
And we'll take a look at the Lexus Metsy defense. Garrick Young getting a start out in left field today. And Ruben, of course, with the 2 fine plays at shortstop. Darno getting another start, off day tomorrow. So usually Recker starts on a day game after a night game, but with the off day tomorrow, Darno's in there. He's a young man. Keep him in the lineup. I agree.
1-1 to Gonzalez. He leaves it away from him, and he takes it the other way. Gonzalez with a base hit. Young gets it at the sidewall, and Gonzalez easily into second base with a 2-out double.
Well,
34th double of the year for Adrian Gonzalez.
He always hits the Mets, and he is one of the premier hitters in the game, RBI hitters. He's second in the National League with 88 RBIs. 5 last night, as Gary told you. Had a big night. And it's always been his ability, Gary, to go to the opposite field.
So now Matt Kemp comes up with a runner at second and 2 out. Kemp is 2 for 8 in this series, hitting a .274 for the year. Keith noted that Colon has not faced the Dodgers in 8 years. So many of these Dodger hitters have not seen him before, but Kemp and Ethier were both in the lineup in 2006, the last time Colon faced LA. That was with the Angels. Kemp had a couple of hits in that game against Colon, but that's a long time ago. 2-0.
Yes, and his career numbers against the Dodgers aren't good. I mean, they mean nothing now. There they are right there. So he hasn't had success, but that's that's ancient history.
Two-0 to Kemp. And he laces one over short. That's a base hit. Gonzalez trucks around third, and he'll score the game's first run. Matt Kemp with an RBI single, 1-0 LA.
This Dodger crowd has been into this ball club the whole 3 games of this series. Of course, they've won. Kemp always lets go with that top hand on the ball away. And very fortunate now, really, that play the 2 plays by Tejada, particularly the second one, loomed large now.
59th RBI for Kemp. So Colon, who earlier in the year had all sorts of problems in the first inning, that had settled down for him the last half dozen starts, but he gives up a first inning run today. Here's Hanley Ramirez, just back from the disabled list. Missed 2 weeks with an oblique injury. Hanley, who had most of his season scuttled last year by a couple of injuries to his thumb, to his hamstring, had stayed healthy this season and having a good year, hitting a .277. 367 on base percentage.
Former batting champion with the Miami Marlins.
That was so long ago. It was the Florida Marlins. Tejada runs around that one. He gets all 3 assists in the inning. But in between, the Dodgers get a run on Kemp's RBI hit. 1-0 Dodgers after 1.
Rewarded with a big night he had last night. Puig in center field. Ramirez returns after 2 weeks out. Turner back in the lineup at third. Ellis back in the lineup behind the plate.
Here's Hanley left alone on the left side of the infield in the shift against Lucas Duda, who homered last night, his third in the last 5 games, and he takes a strike from Correa. Duda now with 24 home runs. That's 4th in the National League. 71 RBIs, 8th in the league. Top 10 in slugging percentage as well as his breakout season continues.
Well, there's the triangle, they call it, the triangle shift, or the pyramid, whatever you like. If you feel historic, you can call it a pyramid.
If there was light going through it, you could call it a prism. Duda, d'Arnaud, and Lagares for the Mets in the second. Correa staked to a 1-0 lead on Kemp's RBI hit. And he misses upstairs to Duda. Lucas back home in Southern California for the weekend. Of course, he played his college baseball across town at USC. Travis d'Arnaud, also a Southern California kid, waiting on deck. Kevin Correa pitching on his 34th birthday today. Just his 3rd start for the Dodgers. Gave up 4 runs and 8 hits in 5 innings against the Padres last time out, but the Dodgers scored him a bunch of runs and he won. Strikes out Duda with a curveball, his first strikeout of the day.
And a good one. Lucas gets a little quick on the breaking ball. He hasn't learned yet to wait on a curveball. A good off-speed curve.
Here's d'Arnaud, 2 for 8 in this series. Hitting at .225 for the year. Just a gorgeous afternoon in Los Angeles. Temperature right around 80 degrees.
What new?
Beautiful San Gabriel Mountains in the background.
And that beautiful California state flag in center field to the right of our Old Glory.
And everything has been serene in Southern California, unlike Northern California, which got a little shook up this morning.
Yes, up north. I had my brother's out of town. He's up in Oregon visiting his son. But my niece lives in San Francisco.
d'Arnaud hits it well to center field, chasing Puig back to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Travis d'Arnaud over the center field fence for his 12th home run of the year to tie the game at 1. Well, d'Arnaud hit one in Anaheim earlier this year when the Mets came back to Southern California. Now he hits one at Dodger Stadium.
Well, this one equally as impressive. The one in Oakland was over the 388 sign, so let's just round it up to 390. That's a poke and a 15-foot fence to the opposite field in Oakland. This one's dead central. It's only 395 in center field. I don't care. That's a bolt.
12 for d'Arnaud. He extends his record for most home runs by a Mets rookie catcher.
And Correa's looking, say, come on, stay in the ballpark. Stay in. Well, I've given up a few of those over my years.
Juan Lagares hits a bolt into center field. So Lagares, who had a 3-run homer last night and has really perked up in this series. That's his 5th hit in 8 at-bats in the 3 games.
I always like it when Juan squares it up a little better, hits the ball up the middle. He tends to get too opposite field happy. I like it when he turns on it.
So now Tejada. Ruben last started Tuesday in Oakland. He went 1 for 4. Getting the start this afternoon.
Sorta. I didn't know he was a military man. He must be the home guard.
Looks very jaunty. 1 out and 1 on. And Tejada fouls it off. So the Mets getting aggressive now against Correa. Final in Cincinnati this afternoon. The Reds beat the Braves for the second straight day, 5-3. Braves are coming into Citi Field to start a series Tuesday night. They had won 7 of 8 before losing those last 2. Alfredo Simon beat them today.
Simon's having a nice year, huh?
He really is.
Big kid, right?
Had always been stuck in that netherworld between starting and relieving. Got a chance this year with the Reds and has run with it. The curveball misses high. Ball and a strike to Tejada.
Wasn't that the Lost Boys? Peter Pan? Weren't they in the Netherworld? Or am I mistaken?
That was Never Never Land.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thanks for the correction.
There's nether and then there's never. Never means never. 1-1 to Tejada, and it's popped up in foul ground. Might be playable for Gonzalez, looking through the sunglasses and just runs out of room. I was going to say about playing at Dodger Stadium, it's always been considered a great pitcher's ballpark. But in the daytime, it's a little different. The ball tends to carry a little bit better.
And if you look at the fence back in the 60s, 70s, when I first came up in the early 70s, you had to hit it into the bleachers in right center and left field. Left center field would be for a home run. Now they got the fences in. So it was really a super big ballpark.
One and two to Tejada, and the curveball knocked down by Ellis. 2-2.
That always, when I was a kid growing up, the big rivalry with the Giants, with Willie Mays and McCovey and Marichal against Koufax and Maury Wills and Tommy Davis. The Dodgers always hit and run and bunted and stole bases and pecked away, had great pitching. The Giants relied on power. When they came here in this big ballpark, it was a serious disadvantage for them.
And if I remember correctly, when the Dodgers and Giants first moved out here in 1958, at least for the first, I don't know how long, the only games that were ever on television were when the Dodgers went to San Francisco. Right. They'd show the games in LA, and when the Giants went to
came down here and played. Right. It was the only games. We had 9 games to watch all year, and everything revolved around those 9 games. Well, I had to come home, and I had to do, if it was before school was out and they played in April, I had to do my homework, or I didn't watch the ball game. That was the rule. That was always fair to me.
And I'm sure you always did.
Are you kidding? Juan, the tyrant, would have exiled me to some barren island.
Very well disciplined. 3-2 to Tejada.
Should run.
1 out. Lagares runs, and Tejada fouls it off.
Send him again. Only 4 stolen bases for Juan this season. Caught 3 times. I think that's something he'll improve on as he gets more experience. Not a big lead either. It's a very small lead.
He's running again, and Tejada pops one up. This one will be playable for Gonzalez. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. You know, you would think watching Lagares play center field, and especially the first step that he gets, that he would be able to translate those skills into being a good baseman.
I think eventually he can be a guy that can steal you 15 to 20. He's also strong. He's not going to wear down. Where Granderson has stolen bases in his career, Granderson's a little more slim. Lagares has got a very durable physique.
Here's Eric Young getting the start in left field. Matt Dendecker's bat has cooled off. Dendecker just 1 for his last 13, so Young gets a start today. Started Wednesday in Oakland and went 1 for 4. And he hits one sharply. D. Gordon has it eat him up, and it goes into right center. Lagares on his way to third. Kemp can't cut it off. Lagares turns third. He'll score the lead run. All the way to third goes Eric Young, and the Mets lead it 2-1. A shot off the bat of Young. Gordon kind of bailed out as it sailed by him. And it was hit so hard that Kemp couldn't cut it off in right center.
Well, in Gordon's defense, that ball was hit way too hard for him to get in front of. He missed the backhand. And anytime you see a line drive like that, Garrett, and you see Young, we know he can fly. He's on his horse. That's it. Once it gets to the gap, to the wall, that's trips for him. But anytime you see a ball that really bounces on the infield and then goes to the wall, it is smoked.
Now Colon bats and grounds one toward third. Fair ball for Turner. And he throws out Colon to end the inning, but the Mets score a pair and grab the lead. Travis d'Arnaud hits his 12th home run of the year over the center field fence to tie it. And Eric Young's 3rd triple of the year gets the lead run home. Mets take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 2nd. home after the game today and take on the Braves on Tuesday night. Keith can't wait for the schedule to flip so you can see the beginning of September. But I guess we'll see that on Tuesday.
I know. I'm disappointed. I talked with Gerard. That's our producer, folks. He's filling in for Greg Picker. He's our handyman. But
kind of like James Taylor.
Yes. I always like it when September comes. Even when I played, September comes, you get your second win when you see September. Get through, get out of the dog days.
There's Andre Ethier leading off the home second. Bartolo Colon now pitching with the lead. And Ethier takes a strike. Ethier 1 for 4 last night, had a triple, just his 6th start in the last 22 games, but his 2nd in a row. It's Carl Crawford, who's been red hot, gets a seat on the bench today. And this has been a constant source of flipping a coin, turning the dial for Don Mattingly. He's got Crawford and Ethier, each of whom are signed for 3 more years at big money. Matt Kemp, who's signed for 5 more years at big money. Yasiel Puig, who's his best player. And he's got to find a way to play them all. And it's got to be awfully difficult on a daily basis.
Keep them happy. And Ethier has not been happy, but Ethier's hitting .240. He lost his job. So Turner right there has been absolutely phenomenal, filling in for Juan Uribe, who's on the disabled list with a 2nd hamstring injury.
Well, the outfield merry-go-round for the Dodgers is only going to get more difficult. That's hit right to shortstop Tejada for the first out. They've got a kid in AAA named Jock Peterson, who just did something that hadn't been done in the Pacific Coast League in 80 years. 30-30 season. He got 32 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Considered one of the best prospects in baseball. And they've got to call him up next year. So now they're going to have 5 outfielders. I mean, they have to find a way to shed at least one of them, right?
Well, you're going to shed someone that's going to have value. You can improve your ball club.
Here's Justin Turner. Turner 2 for 3 in this series. Did not play last night. And he takes a strike.
When was the last time, Gary, you mentioned? Was it 1934, the last time a Pacific Coast League player had a 30-30 season?
In fact, it only happened 3 times in history. And 2 of the names were big names.
Yes, sir.
Tony Lazzari and Lefty O'Doul.
Can you believe that? Tony Lazzari did it in 1925. Lefty O'Doul did it in 1927. So that's really saying something.
And then the last guy to do it was Frank Demeray in 1934. He I had not heard of. But I mean, that's quite an accomplishment, especially in a day and age when every team is starving for offense. To have a player with that kind of speed and power on the horizon. 1-2 to Turner, who has just been tearing it up for the Dodgers. And he takes strike 3 called. Colon painting the outside corner for his first strikeout of the day. 2 out and nobody on. A.J. Ellis coming up. We check in with Kevin Burkhardt. Kevin?
Well, guys, Bartolo's pitching with a lot on his mind today. Obviously, losing his mother recently to breast cancer. And, you know, he's been dealing with this all year. She was sick the entire year, battling the cancer. But really, even before she passed, the last couple of weeks, she was in really tough shape. And Bartolo knew that, and he dealt with that burden, went out and pitched with it. And Ricky Bones told me, you know, we were talking. He said the reason that he came back is because of a couple things. A, he said his mom wanted him to pitch. His mom wanted him to come back and pitch. He said, and B, you know, Bartolo felt that he would be kind of useless at home just with the emotion. He felt like this would be a way to distract him and a way to kind of get away from that for a second. He's going to go back to the Dominican Republic after this and be there for his mother's services. You know, Bonas knows that. He lost his mother last year. And although he's in the coaching role, he said, you know, I know for me it was a really good distraction. He said it's interesting because baseball, you know, takes you away. You miss a lot of things family-wise, friends-wise. He said, but in this instance, I think it gives you something. It gives you something to cling to. And Bartolo doing just that today.
I mean, he certainly would have had the option of staying in the Dominican, staying for the funeral, and then coming back, but came all the way to the West Coast. He's going to go all the way back to the Dominican because it was that important to him to make this start. 1-2 to Ellis, and it's just off the corner. 2-2.
Hey, there's no better way that when you have things on your mind, whatever they are, whether it's a death in a family or you got personal issues, just you can get out there on the field and perform, and you can for 3 hours get it out of your mind. It's therapeutic.
And of course, while all that is going on, Malone has to also maybe not concern himself, but at least be aware of the fact that he might get traded. That certainly made no secret of trying to deal him at the trading deadline, and now during the waiver period before the end of August. So we'll see how that works out as well. Murphy throws out Ellis. 1-2-3 inning for Cologne in the second. After 2, Mets 2, Dodgers 1.
And they want to thank you for being helpful.
Audi A3.
Well, hooray for Hollywood. At the San Fernando Valley behind those mountains.
Most of Hollywood is in a tizzy because the Emmys are coming up tomorrow night.
Right. There was a big event at our hotel yesterday afternoon.
I mean, the Oscars and the Emmys out here, it's like the company talent show.
And if you get the Grammys here, which they do once in a while, New York and here, it's the entertainment industry here.
I mean, there are other. In New York, you've got an entertainment industry, but you have other things. Here, it's basically it's a company town.
You go out in L.A., folks, and you sit at a bar or you have dinner at a restaurant, and you overhear a conversation next to the table next to you, or a couple people down on the bar stool. If all the conversations revolve around television, movies.
I've got a script.
Yep.
I've got an audition.
Everybody's involved.
Taking a meeting.
That's all. that is the conversation here in Los Angeles.
Granderson flying to left his first time up. Curtis just 6 for his last 51. And you know, we've talked a lot about David Wright's troubles, and certainly those are front and center. But Granderson is supposed to be the other big bat in this lineup, and other than the leadoff home run he hit here on Friday night, his bat has been quiet as well. And he pops this one up weakly to shortstop, and Ramirez puts it away, 1 out. So 1 out and nobody on. Now Daniel Murphy hit one deep to left that was caught his first time up. Dodgers got a run in the first on a Matt Kemp RBI single. D'Arnaud's home run tied it. Eric Young's RBI triple put the Mets in front in the second against Kevin Correa, who's now with his 5th major league team, and he gives up a base hit to Murphy. But then who doesn't? That's 152 hits for Murph.
Well, Murph's been the most consistent hitter of the Mets. Solid line drive hitter. And here's David. And I had a long conversation with Vin Scully, and we were talking about David, and Vin was very curious about David's season, and he mentioned that, there's Vin, that back in the old Sportsman Park days, he said, I thought I'd never see Stan Musial ever slump. And I went into one particular series in St. Louis, and he said Musial was in a deep, deep slump, and they had a 3-game series. And Musial had a terrible series, was hitless in the series. And the final game, he made the final out. His last, it wasn't the final out of the game, as David swings through that one. He popped up and he was booed by the entire crowd at Sportsman's Park, and Vin said he was just stunned. So the next day in the paper, the morning paper, probably was the Globe Democrat. It's non-existent now, that paper. A group of fans took out a full-page ad in the sport page, and it was a public apology to Stan for the fans that booed him.
Really?
Yes. Isn't that nice?
That's a great story. I mean, there's virtually no great player who has not suffered through a slump.
Correct.
I think what's concerning about David is this seems to be more than a slump. This is an entire season in which things have just gotten worse and worse.
Correct. And it's been the same thing over and over again, like a broken record.
That's it sharply and past Ramirez, a base hit for Wright. Murphy's going to go first to third, challenging Ethier. The throw is not in time. Very aggressive base running by Murphy, and he gets himself to third base on the hit by Wright.
Hanging slider stays inner half. David can cover that one. Beautifully done. Almost knocked down by Ramirez and almost made the play. And nice base running by Murph. That play's in front of him. That was his decision. You know, Murph, when there's any doubt, Murph's going to put the pedal to the metal. Never hesitated. Nicely done.
That'll get Lucas Duda to the plate with first and third and one out. Well, we speculated whether maybe facing Kevin Correa would be a tonic for David Wright. After all, his numbers are off the charts against him. He's now 14 for 19 against Correa.
And that is why they're the numbers, and that's why he's was not even considered to be given a rest today. And you can see it's a hanging slider in the inner half. David can cover that. And he stayed in.
So now the Mets already with a 2-1 lead, looking to tack on with Lucas Duda at the plate. Duda struck out his first time up. First and third and one out. And Lucas takes a cutter for a strike.
Well, he struck him out on the slow curveball down and in. First time up. Got Lucas out in front. Lucas has a chance to drive in 90 runs. Very good chance. Be quite a season for him.
That's 32 games, including today. Lucas hits it deep to right field. Forget it. That is way out of here. Lucas Duda to the back of the pavilion. A 3-run bomb. The big Lebowski makes it 5-1 New York. Number 25 for Lucas Duda, and that one was hit with authority.
Well, we know how strong he is. And when he connects, I thought that had a chance to get up into the get on the overhang there. That is just crushed. Fastball down, inner half. Look at Kemp, didn't even move.
Home run went so far, it almost went out of the picture. So home runs by d'Arnaud and Duda, the two Southern California kids, have given the Mets a 5-1 lead. And d'Arnaud takes high.
Well, he knew it.
He looked like he was shot.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to look at it.
d'Arnaud lines one. Ethier with the slide. And he comes up with it. Nice catch by Andre Ethier to take a base hit away from d'Arnaud. 2 out.
Nicely done. Lucas is going to hit himself 30 home runs, Gary. He needs 5 for the big 3-0. Bar injury, I don't see. There's plenty of games left.
Mets with their second home run of the game. Log on to sny.tv/Dwayne Reed to print out your coupon for great savings at Dwayne Reed and Walgreens. Juan Lagares had a base hit and scored a run in the second. So the Mets getting some good swings against Correa. 5 runs and 6 hits through the first 2 2/3. And the slider off the plate. Duda now with 25 home runs, 74 runs batted in. Ramirez handles the hop. Low throw, and it skips on by and goes into the dugout, and Lagares will go to second. So Hanley Ramirez kind of nonchalanting the throw, and it skipped by Adrian Gonzalez for an error.
Well, this has always been the criticism of Hanley. Can get a little lazy. Just poor footwork, routine play, and taking it for granted. And that is, I'm sure Adrian Gonzalez, the Gold Glover at first base, is angry at himself for not making that scoop.
Well, that's an E6 all the way. So that prolongs the inning. And brings Tejada to the plate with Lagares at second and 2 out. Ruben fouled out to the first baseman his first time up. And Tejada cracks one deep left field. Back goes Ethier at the wall. It's out of here! Ruben Tejada with his 3rd home run of the season. The Mets' 3rd home run in the first 3 innings. And it's 7-1 New York. Well, last night Lagares hit his first home run since May. Tejada hits his first since June the 4th, 163 at bats ago. And the Mets having a field day early against Kevin Correa.
Correa is getting killed on, look at this slider, nothing. Hanging right there on a tee, and Tejada, you know what? That's a 2-iron. That's a good at bat right there. It's a line drive home run.
So the Mets busting out with 3 home runs. The inning prolonged by the Ramirez error, and Tejada cashes in. It's a 5-run 3rd inning for the Mets and a 7-1 lead. Eric Young tripled to drive in a run his first time up. With the changeup from Correa, 1-1. Well, the Mets putting together a 3 home run game for the first time in 2 months.
Just throwing some, going to his changeup now because his slider, he's just throwing up a helicopter. It's hovering.
Young pulls one down to first. Gonzalez will try and take it himself, and Young almost beat him there, but Gonzalez able to make the play. Very close. Not sure why Gonzalez decided to do it that way, but he gets the out that finally puts a close to the inning. But the Mets get a couple of home runs with men on base. 3-run shot from Duda, 2-run homer from Tejada, and the Mets with a 7-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd in LA. David Wright has come out of the game. Eric Campbell is coming in to play third base. David had a base hit in the top of the inning, came home on the Duda home run. Didn't see anything unforeseen happen to him along the way, and we'll wait to find out why David has exited the game.
Interesting turn of events.
Well, the Dodgers are going to go to their bench after Kevin Correa got lit up for 7 runs in the first 3 innings. He will exit. Darwin Barney will bat for him. Barney acquired from the Cubs a couple of weeks ago. And he takes ball 1. Carlos Frias is on call in the Dodger bullpen. So now Colon staked to a 6-run lead. Ball and a strike to Barney. Well, we came on the air today talking about David Wright and his struggles. Perhaps there is more to talk about now.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to get Kevin on that and see what's going on, or get word from the Mets.
Now, guys in the truck are looking at the replays of David swinging and running the bases and trying to see if they can catch anything, but there was certainly nothing obvious that happened. He hit the ball hard, got a base hit, and now he's out of the game. Duda handles the ground ball and beats Barney to the bag. 1 away. So 1 out and nobody on now. D. Gordon. And as far as the guys in the truck can determine, nothing seemed to happen to David. So what it's all about, we'll just have to wait and find out. Here's Gordon, who grounded out to short his first time up. And takes a strike from Colon.
It's almost as if the Mets to Bartolo said, "We feel your pain. We're going to get you a ton of runs here."
And that they have done. Gordon trying to bunt with Campbell playing third base, but couldn't make contact. And it's 0-2. Been a breakthrough season for D. Gordon at age 26. He's had several chances earlier with the Dodgers, mostly at shortstop. This year getting a chance to play second base, and he has run with it. He gets a piece of that to stay alive.
Well, they didn't know what they had. You know, Gordon had struggled, and they never, the Dodgers, expected this from him. All-star season.
First time All-Star. He and Yasiel Puig both went to the All-Star game for the first time.
These are your pleasant surprises.
Chopped to short. Tejada knows he has to rush it against Gordon's speed, and does so nicely for the second out. Well, Milwaukee finally beat Pittsburgh 4-3. Another great start from Mike Fiers, who has been a godsend for the Brewers. He went 7 innings, allowed 2 hits today. Fiers has just been spectacular.
The Brewers
called up.
Brewers are just hanging on by a half game over the Cardinals. Cardinals are they've won their last 8 out of 10 ball games. They're on a hot streak.
They lost today, though, to the Phillies. Shut down by Jerome Williams, who's done some nice work for the Phillies since they picked him up. Another chance for Tejada. He's had himself a great day at bat and in the field. That's his 6th chance already. And he takes care of Puig, a 1-2-3 inning for Colon. With SNY Game Day on SNY.TV, featuring pitch-by-pitch coverage, player cards, and in-depth stats. Check out SNY Game Day on SNY.TV, your online home for all things New York sports. Rookie right-hander Carlos Frias will come out of the bullpen for the Dodgers.
Well, Frias, 6'4", 170 pounds. That's a string bean right there. Starter his whole career in the minor leagues. Just called up on August 4th. As you see his numbers, they use him kind of sparingly, not anything outstanding in that 540 earned run average. Dodgers have lost in their bullpen Chris Perez and Paul Mulholland, the left-hander and the right-hander. So had to kind of make some moves to patch up that bullpen.
Meanwhile, we got a medical report on David Wright. David left the game with muscle spasms in the right side of his neck. And that's why he came out of the game after the top of the third. We'll get further information after the ball game on WB Mason Postgame Live, where the guys will be going in depth on that. Bartolo Colon leads off for the Mets in the 4th inning. So Kevin Correa lasted just 3 innings in his 3rd start with the Dodgers. Gave up 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. Didn't walk a batter, struck out 1, and gave up 3 home runs.
He got ripped.
48 pitches in 3 innings, and
he got his lunch.
Never was able to settle in.
One of those days at the office.
No. The Dodgers made the move to get Correa because they've had so much trouble keeping pitchers healthy. They lost Josh Beckett for the year. They lost Paul Mulholland for the year. Hyunjin Ryu is on the disabled list, although they hope to get him back by next weekend. Zach Greinke was having some difficulty with his elbow, although he looked fine last night.
Well, they're probably not going to. There's strike 3 to Colon. They're not going to get Beckett back, more than likely. They're hopeful to get Ryu back shortly.
Well, Correa was brought in as insurance, and after making one very good start for the Dodgers, the last 2 have not been very good at all. And today was pretty much awful. Curtis Granderson takes a strike. Let's check in with Kevin.
Gary, I just thought this bared mentioning. You know, I've been watching Granderson obviously all year, and you know, I'm always by the Mets dugout. In a game that needs to market their players, I think, as much as possible, and this one Gonzalez is going to take care of them. I'm telling you, every game he goes up in the on-deck circle, and if there's people nearby, he goes up, finds a kid, gives him a fist bump, and talks to him. I mean, every single game, and I just think it's neat. That's all.
Well, the game needs more people like Curtis Granderson. There's no question about that. By the way, they've changed the scoring on that ground ball Lagares hit in the last inning. They've changed the error from Ramirez to Gonzalez, which I find a little bit odd.
I'd have to see that again.
Murphy drives another one the other way. Ethier easing back to get it. And that retires the side. So Frias comes in, throws a 1-2-3 inning. Colon heads back to the mound for the bottom of the 4th with the Mets up 7-1. I was going to leave it right there.
I was just going to say, no, I better not.
Adrian Gonzalez leads off against Bartolo Colon in the home fourth inning. Gonzalez doubled down the left field line and scored the Dodger run in the first inning. Matt Kemp drove him home, and since then, Colon has retired 7 in a row, and the Mets have gotten him a big lead to work with. Gonzalez, Kemp, and Ramirez for the Dodgers in the fourth. LA comes in with a 4.5 game lead in the National League East. The Giants had themselves a 5-0 lead today against Washington and let it get away. Last I checked, it was 9-6. The Nationals were in front late in that game. So the Dodgers getting help, and it's been an odd year for LA in terms of their roller coaster in the standings. Giants got off to a very fast start while the Dodgers muddled along. Early June, San Francisco was 9.5 games in front. Remember, that was when the Mets were in San Francisco
right
early this season.
After the Mets left and they got swept, that's when the swoon came on for the Giants.
And they really swooned. The Dodgers went from 9.5 behind to 6 in front in less than 2 months. And it's 4.5 starting today.
And it's kind of leveled off now. You look at both teams, the Dodgers and the Giants, I'm not going to look at them with a professional eye. The talent is here in Los Angeles. I believe they're the better team. There's Big Don. I'm going to have to go down and say hello to him. I got chastised. He's upset that I didn't go down and say hello the whole series.
Cracked into right field, a base hit for Gonzalez, and that'll go to the wall. Second double of the day for Adrian Gonzalez and his 35th double of the year.
Well, he can hit. Fastball down the middle. Covers it nicely. He's a hitter. Another hitter that uses his body, legs, as well as upper body.
So now Matt Kemp, who drove in the Dodger run with a base hit right over the glove of Tejada in the first inning.
Let's make my point brief here. I think the Dodgers have the most talent. The Giants are more of a grittier team, but I don't think they have enough to overtake the Dodgers.
Well, I think what the Giants have, when you talk about grittiness, they've got a guy like Hunter Pence.
Yes.
The Dodgers don't have a guy like Hunter Pence.
No.
They've got a guy like Puig who gives them tremendous energy, and a guy like Gordon who gives them great speed and athleticism. But I'm not sure if that balances out.
Well, we'll see how Gordon develops. I mean, Gordon's a very electrifying player, and this is his first really good year, all-star year for him. How he develops, and then what role he will assume if he gets better. But when you have Kershaw, Greinke, and Ryu as 1, 2, 3, that's awful tough. You know, this is Los Angeles, a little more glitter here. San Francisco is much more the blue-collar major city in California, and the Giants certainly reflect that.
Well, you also talk about the Dodgers on the top of their rotation. There was a long time there with the Giants winning the 2 World Series in the last 5 years, where the top of their rotation could compete with anybody.
Right.
But that has changed drastically.
Well, Lincecum did that to him from Cy Young, 2 Cy Youngs, to really just a 500 pitcher at best.
And Matt Cain from a top of the rotation kind of guy to struggling and then hurt. So it's been a big transition for the Giants, who've been more of an offensive team this year. 1-2 to Matt Kemp. And he gets him with a slider. So Colon has his second strikeout as he fans Kemp for the first out.
Got him fishing.
So 1 out. Now Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez bounced out to short his first time up.
Dodgers were insistent all along, and so was Hanley, that he would come right back off the disabled list when eligible. This was the first day that he could come off the DL after suffering an oblique injury. And I'm sure he knows best, when it's right for him to come off. As you look at the city probables for the series upcoming against the Braves, Alex Wood has been pitching wonderfully for the Braves. Julio Teheran's been their ace this year. Mike Minor, after a long struggle, has put together 2 great starts in a row.
Teheran has kind of slowed down a bit. He got to that really good first half.
Minor took a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 8th. His last start against Cincinnati on Friday. Hanley loses the bat as the ball sails foul one way. The bat sails foul the other way.
Almost killed his third base coach. That's Lorenzo Bundy down there at third base.
I was going to say, nobody knows best than the player and the medical staff when to come back from an injury. But the way we've watched oblique injuries hamper players for lengthy periods of time, 2 weeks seems like an awfully short time.
It does. Usually an oblique is, 3 to 5 weeks, could be 6 weeks. So maybe it was a minor tear or pull, whatever. It's foreign to me. I never had an issue with my obliques.
Neither did anybody else.
Neither did we do any sit-ups or core exercises.
Cologne ahead 0-2 with Andre Ethier waiting on deck. Gonzalez at second and 1 out. And Hanley pops one up in foul ground. Campbell over near the railing. And that's out of play.
Well, Cologne is just staying in on Hanley's hands, pounding him inside. Hanley's got that long swing. And that swing came about after he won the batting title. He didn't used to swing so long, and he got him some bad habits after that batting championship when he was with the Florida Marlins then.
Before they were the Miami Marlins?
Yes.
When they were in Miami Gardens?
It should be the Miami Marlins.
It's much more alliterative.
Yes.
Malone goes back to the slider to strike out Ramirez. So we got Kemp and now Ramirez by going away with the breaking ball.
All set up with the fastballs in, and you can see Hanley back foot doing an exit Snagglefoot. Exit stage right.
By the way, the Nats just tacked on 5 runs in the 8th inning and lead the Giants 14-6 in a game they once trailed 5-0. So the Nats look like they're on their way to their 12th win in their last 13 as they start to pull away. If they win today, they'll be up by 8 games over the Braves. I think it's what we all expected to happen.
Yes, it was just a long time coming, was it not?
Well, it never happened last year until it was too late. But in a division where nobody really took charge for most of the season, the Nationals now have. If they win today, they'll be 21 games over 500. And if the Dodgers lose this game, then the Nats will have the best record in the National League. Cologne really working at a slower pace than we're accustomed to seeing.
He really is.
Ethier hits the comebacker. Slow pace pays off. Cologne gives up a leadoff double and gets the next 3 hitters out with a couple of strikeouts. We're through 4. Mets up 7-1.
Negative is that David Wright out of the game with those muscle spasms, so Eric Campbell in for him, and he'll get his first at bat today. And Campbell has been around the game his entire life. His dad, who played semi-pro ball, was the coach at his high school, and he was a coach when he was a young boy. He said, you know, I remember this. You know, I was 10 years old and go to the field every single day, and to me, at age 10, those high school players were like major leaguers. I mean, I was in awe. I looked up to them. I got a chance to be around them, to field fly balls and batting practice. It was the best experience, and I had the best babysitters because all my dad's players were my babysitters. And he said, you know what, I'll tell you what made me competitive. It wasn't just being around that environment, but my dad had this thing that he did with me that I just loved as a kid. He said he was a huge Yankees fan, and of course he was a pitcher when he played. So what we'd do, we'd go out in the yard, he would sit on the bucket, and then he would make me pitch to the Yankee lineup. So he'd call Bernie Williams or Paul O'Neill. He'd put the glove down, and if I threw strikes, I got them out. If not, they would get on base. Campbell doesn't get on base here, but started with Dad on the bucket, and now he's in the big leagues himself. Pretty neat stuff. Let's go back up to you guys.
Had a nice time in California. 4 for 7 on this road trip before that ground out.
And it's a similar story with my father. When all those baby boomers, Dad would get all the kids together, and there'd be enough kids back in the baby boomer days, towards the latter part of it. Field 2 teams, and my dad would throw BP, so we'd be the pitcher, and it'd be the Cardinals or the Yankees or whatever team you wanted, and you would be the player. And we'd play 7-game World Series. Take around 2 days to play. Dad would throw all day.
Now wait a second. You mean that you actually played a game without uniforms and official teams, and you just played baseball?
It was part of practice.
Baseball?
Dad instructed as the game progressed.
Can you even imagine that happening today?
And that makes it fun for the kids.
Of course it does.
All of a sudden, I played first base, so I was Moose Scourin on the Yankees. Whoever played second was Bobby Richardson, and we'd play a 7-game World Series. And it was fun, and Dad would do the throwing and would instruct as the game progressed. If there was mistakes made, he would make he would notify them. It was great stuff.
Duda shatters his bat. Gordon, playing in the outfield, throws him out. So after Duda hit a 3-run bomb his last time up, this time Carlos Frias breaks his bat. So Frias has retired all 5 to face him after coming on in relief. And now Darno has hit the ball hard twice today. First one over the center field fence for his 12th home run. Second time he hit a sinking liner to left, and Andre Ethier made a nice sliding catch to rob him of a hit. This was Travis's first at bat today.
Second impressive home run of this road trip. One in Oakland, and this one dead central, line drive.
One of 3 home runs the Mets hit against Kevin Correa today, ruining his 34th birthday pretty much entirely.
Well, he can celebrate early. You know, when you get knocked out, the pitchers usually go in for a couple suds after they get knocked out. If that was the terminology, let's get him in for an early Budweiser.
Big chopper for Ramirez, and this time his throw is right on target. So 6 up and 6 down for Carlos Frias in relief. We've come halfway. 7-1 New York.
All right, Dodger fans, it's time for our quarter-minute tune presented by the Sports Authority.
Long ball early today. Darno, Duda, and Tejada all going deep against Kevin Correa. Bartolo Colon has done the rest. And the Mets with a 7-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Justin Turner will lead off for L.A. Turner took a call third strike his first time up. And Colon paints the outside corner. Strike one. A.J. Ellis on deck. Then the pitcher spot for the Dodgers. Nobody up in their bullpen, so perhaps they'll push Carlos Frias a little further. As Keith mentioned, he was a starter in the minor leagues.
He is their long man. And Colon is one of those guys, you give him a lead, he's 95 out of 100 times, he's not going to give it up. You get him some runs, you can kind of go to the bank with it.
And Justin Turner really fussing with Del Scott, and they're having a long conversation after that last strike call. Turner in an 0-2 hole. And he pokes one foul. Turner getting a lot of playing time right now because Juan Uribe is on the disabled list for the second time this year with the same hamstring injury. And they're going to make sure that Uribe is 100% before they bring him back this time. And Turner has done a fantastic job filling in. He's hitting over 370 since late May. Checks the swing on that high fastball, 1-2. Final in Washington, the Nats beat the Giants 14-6. That's a game Steven Strasburg started and was awful, and they more than get him off the hook. So the Nats now with an 8-game lead over the Braves in the NL East. 1-2, and Turner takes just off the plate a slider, 2-2. So the Nats have now won 12 of their last 13. Had the 10-game winning streak, lost that first game of the series to the Giants, and then won the last two. 2-2. And again, it's wide, 3-2. How about the Cubs sweeping the Orioles?
How about that?
Tsuyoshi Wada allowed just one hit in 6 innings. And the Cubs beat the Orioles today 2-1.
The red-hot Orioles have really taken control of the American League East.
Fly ball center field. Lagares shading his eyes as he goes. No problem. 1 out. Tonight on Jets Nation Inside Camp, Janae Coakley sits down with Jets defender Quentin Coples. Find out why he has to work twice as hard at practice and which teammates' improvements have surprised him the most at camp. Jets Nation Inside Camp tonight at 7:30 only on SNY. There's A.J. Ellis, who grounded out to Murphy his first time up. And it is indeed Carlos Frias on deck to bat for himself. So Don Mattingly, with his team well behind in this game, will try and save as much of his bullpen as he can. Pulled his starter after 3 innings because Correa just didn't have it today.
Well, you already see on the board the Giants have lost, so they can't pick up any ground. You can think in terms of, I've got a lead here, secure lead of 4.5, even though that's a lot of baseball left, but think in terms of saving that bullpen, as you said, Gary, looking in long term here.
And the Dodgers have got to look long term. They have every expectation of playing deep into October. One and 2 to A.J. Ellis. And just got a piece of that.
Ellis has not swung the bat well this series. The second game he started.
Or really this whole season.
He's had a bad year.
He's a much better hitter than the 182 he began the day at. One thing about Ellis, he does draw a lot of walks, so his on-base percentage is respectable. Kind of like Tejada has been in that 8 hole. An 8-hitter who draws a lot of walks. Here's the 1-2. And he strikes him out. 4th strikeout for Colon. So Colon, after giving up a run in the 1st inning, has retired 12 of the last 13.
He's on cruise control.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now Carlos Frias. Frias' 2nd big league plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. You referred to him as a string bean before. He really is.
Yes.
Tall and skinny.
6'4". 170. He's a blade. What they say, you could turn sideways and stick your tongue out, you'd be a zipper.
What?
That's an old one.
Could you say that again? Because I'm not sure I heard it right.
It's turn sideways, stick out your tongue, and you could be a zipper. That's how skinny you are.
Wow. That's almost beyond words.
I like to throw him in there.
That one gets behind Darno. Frias realizes it, runs for first, but Darno able to throw him out to end the inning. 5th strikeout for Colon. He struck out 4 of the last 6 batters. He is through 5 with a 7-1 lead. Is powered by Verizon. Create, share, and save every Mets moment all season long with the latest devices and accessories from Verizon, America's largest and most reliable network. Carlos Frias has pitched 2 perfect innings in relief for LA, and he'll go out there for a 3rd with Juan Lagares to lead off for New York. Let's try to salvage the finale of this series and finish a 2-3 road trip before they head home to play the Braves. You mentioned the Braves falling 8 games behind in the National League East with their loss and the Nats win tonight, but Atlanta just 1 game out of the 2nd wild card behind the Giants, so they are still right there as far as the postseason is concerned, which is kind of shocking when you consider everything that's happened to the Braves this year. Their offense has been so start and stop. They lost the 2 starters before the season began, Beachy and Medlin, and they've patched together with their rotation to the point where they've been able to hold their own and at least keep their heads above water. And of late, Justin Upton has really emerged as a potential MVP candidate. He's having a great year. Upton just had a 13-game hitting streak stopped last night. He hit .413 with 20 RBIs in the 13 games. Juan Lagares takes a big cut and fouls one back. Lagares 1 for 2, singled, scored a run in the second, reached on an error, scored a run in the third. Good breaking ball by Frias, and it's 0-2. Our first look at Carlos Frias. And Lagares right to center field, and Puig reels it in for the first down. Let's check in with the studio. Gary Apple standing by for a game break, brought to you by your local Tri-Honda dealers. So the Nats just raging hot right now. Here's Ruben Tejada. Ruben hit his 3rd home run of the year and his first since early June in the 3rd inning. A 2-run shot. Also delivered a spectacular play in the 1st inning behind Bartolo Colon to kind of set the tone for this afternoon. So Tejada taking advantage of his increasingly rare chances to play. And he pops this one up. Gordon looking through the sunglasses as he goes, and that's the 2nd out. So 2 out and nobody on. Now Eric Young. Eric drove in the go-ahead run in this game with a triple. Kind of an odd-looking triple in that it was a sharp ground ball that got by the second baseman Gordon and went all the way to the gap in right center.
It was more of a line drive. It was a scalding low liner that kind of ate up Gordon. Couldn't get in front of it. He didn't get in front of one the first night. I believe it was the first night on a ground ball for a day off the bat of David Wright. But that one I felt he couldn't get to. That ball was hit so hard it went all the way to the gap.
But you rarely see a ball like that. You used to see it a lot on AstroTurf, where a ball would get by an infielder and it would just scoot on that carpet and get up the gap. But on grass, it just doesn't often happen.
Yeah, but they cut all the grasses like golf greens. I mean, they are so quick, all the infields.
One and 2 to Eric Young, and he slashes one foul. The starter Kevin Correa lasted just 3 innings, allowed 7 runs, 5 of them earned on 7 hits, gave up 3 home runs. That's got 2 in the 2nd and 5 in the 3rd to Chase Correa.
Pretty much straight up. Off Eric, outfield straight up, infield straight up. Nothing I can really report. It just looks like normal positioning, which is getting more unusual in today's game.
You mean it's like dog bites man? Two out and nobody on. 2 and 2 to Young. And EY takes up and away, full count. Roll to the right side. This time Gonzalez is going to make the flip. Very close play, but they get Young. Gonzalez tried to get Young himself the last time Eric hit a grounder. This time he got some help. And just in time. 9 up and 9 down for Frias, but the Mets lead 7-1 in the 6th. Question. In the 1990s, the Dodgers had 5 National League Rookies of the Year. Can you name them? Dodgers had several streaks of Rookies of the Year. They had one in the late 70s and early 80s with guys like Steve Sachs and Rick Sutcliffe, and I don't remember all of them, but then they had that streak in the 90s as well, including at least one player who ended up playing for the Mets. D. Gordon leads off in the home 6th inning, third time through the batting order for Cologne, and he starts it the same way he started the game, throwing one toward the legs of Gordon and making him skip out of the way. It was Cologne's first pitch, and he just did it again. He's gotten Gordon twice to ground out to short today. And he comes inside and low again, 2-0. One of the rare times today Cologne has been behind in the count. He hasn't come close to walking anybody. In fact, he's had only 3 3-ball counts all day. There's a strike, 2-1. Puig and Gonzalez to follow for the Dodgers against Cologne, who's given up just 3 hits over the first 5 innings. Gave up a run in the first inning, but since then has retired 13 of 14. And Gordon hits one sharply, and he's got himself a base hit. So there's the 4th Dodger hit of the day. Inside the Lines brought to you by Scotch Blue Painters Tape. Scotch Blue, see what you can do. First time up, Yasiel Puig hit a hot shot, and Ruben Tejada equal to it.
Beautiful play right there by Ruben. Had 2 balls hit at him right out of the chute.
It's been a struggle lately for Puig. They've had a tremendous first 4 months of the season. August, not so great. Getting around 240 for the month with no home runs and 4 RBIs. Always a base stealing threat.
He'll get hot again. He's got too good a swing. This kid's a natural hitter.
Don Mattingly sat Puig last night. Said he was a little fatigued. His legs were just tired. Puig with his 0 for 2 today. Now 0 for his last 11. Gordon with 57 steals, leading the National League. Breaking ball by Cologne to start off Puig. Well, you're down 7-1 in the 6th inning. Do you even think about stealing a base? Even if you're an accomplished base stealer?
No, I don't think you do. Absolutely not. You stay put. Particularly at this stage of the ball game late.
Well, Cologne's going to take him seriously, though. The Mariners held on to beat the Red Sox 8-6 to sweep that series. That's 8 straight losses for Boston. How the mighty have fallen. It's hard to remember a defending champ having a year the way the Red Sox have. Probably since the Marlins won it in '97 and then dismantled their team the next year. Off the plate, 1-1 to Puig.
It looks like they're going to finish in last place. Weren't they last, the world champion? Now back to last?
Did they last the Valentine year?
I think so. That would have been 12.
Well, it's been quite a fall from grace. There's no question about that. 1-1, and the slider roll off the plate, 2-1. Meanwhile, the Mariners continue to roll. They're in that second wild card spot in the American League.
They did finish in last in 12. Yeah. So it's from cellar to penthouse back to the outhouse.
Two and 1 to Puig with Gonzalez on deck. And another slider misses badly. And Cologne behind 3-1. Puig's been up twice today, grounded out to short both times. And that's below the knees, ball 4. And Puig is on. Doesn't look too happy to go. So the Dodgers have the first 2 men aboard in the 6th inning. First walk given up by Colon, who averages about a walk per 9 innings. Best control numbers in the National League. Dan Warthen's going to take a trip to the mound before Colon faces Adrian Gonzalez, who's had himself a monstrous last couple of days. Last night, a homer and 5 RBIs, 2 doubles today.
I love Gonzalez's music when he comes up to the plate. Very festive.
In Gonzalez's last 4 official at bats, he has a single, a home run, and 2 doubles. So this game could change tone in a hurry. And that's why Dan Warthen's giving Colon a breather.
Well, the crowds come to life.
Gonzalez first time up in the 1st inning took an outside pitch and doubled down the left field line. Second time up, he drilled a double to the right field corner. 1st and 2nd and nobody out. And Gonzalez pokes one the other way. That'll go foul.
So you notice how Colon, you've got a veteran hitter, a veteran RBI guy, number 2 in the National League, up at the plate, and Gonzalez, and a veteran pitcher. Colon likes to come inside. What's he doing here? He knows he doesn't want to give up the long ball here. It's the last thing he wants to do. Sinker down and away. Defense shading a little bit to the opposite field, straight up on the infield, but opposite field a little bit in the outfield.
Ball and a strike. And you got great speed on the bases with Gordon at 2nd and Puig at 1st. Colon's had a big lead in this game since the 3rd. And the first time he's really been threatened since. Just letting Gordon know that he knows is there. Mets will get the bullpen active. Buddy Carlisle will begin to throw. They only have 88 pitches for the afternoon. 1-1 to Gonzalez. And he strokes one the other way for a base hit. Gordon around 3rd. He'll be waved home. The throw goes to 3rd. Gonzalez stays hot. An RBI single. It's now 7-2 New York. 89 runs batted in for Adrian Gonzalez and hits in his last 5 official at bats.
Well, what are you going to do with that? There's a guy up there, not okay. I'm going to look for a strike for a ball to pull and hit a home run. And if then I got to go to hitting and just keep the line going. That's unselfish hitting right there. You're the 3rd hitter. You got the 4, 5, and 6 coming behind you. Just keep the line rolling.
Still nobody out in the inning, and now Matt Kemp coming up. That's just the 5th hit Colon's given up. 2 of them, though, in this inning. So after not pitching in 11 days, Colon might be running out of steam as he takes on Kemp, who's 1 for 2. Puig at 2nd, Gonzalez at 1st. Kemp had an RBI single back in the 1st. A single over shortstop. And Colon paints the outside edge. 0-1. Hanley Ramirez waits on deck.
He's very much concerned with and really not much of a lead at 2nd from Puig. Now he's getting a pretty good, decent one now.
Well, we've seen the last few innings Colon work at a much slower pace than we're accustomed to seeing. And I think that might be part of it, just slowing it down by doing those spins. One and one to Matt Kemp. Grounded to third. Campbell to Murphy. Makes the turn. Double play. Trying to score now is Puig. And he is out. It's a triple play. The Mets turn a triple play. Inning over. A routine 6-4-3 double play. And Puig tried to score. And Darno tags him out. And the Mets turn a triple play.
Well, it's a gift. Poor base running from Puig, down 5 runs. You cannot do this. I don't care if you're Bob Hayes or the Roadrunner. You can't do this.
I wonder if he forgot how many out there were. I mean, that made absolutely no sense. But the Mets take it. The 5-4-3-2 blast-off triple play. On to the 7th, 7-2 New York. Great talent has been his curious base running at times, and it contributes to the 11th triple play in Mets history.
Number one, you're down 5 runs. That's a tailor-made double play. Duda very alertly doesn't get fooled by the unexpected. And I don't know what Puig was thinking. I know for sure, I would bet the house that he did not think that there was, 3 outs on that double play.
Last triple play for the Mets was 4 years ago in Washington. Angel Pagan started it on a fly ball, and Ike Davis finished it against Christian Guzman, the batter. This time it was Matt Kemp who looked like he had simply grounded into a double play, but Puig turns it into a triple play. Matt Dendecker batting for Bartolo Colon, so Colon is done after 6 innings, allows 2 runs and 5 hits, and he will turn it over to the bullpen. What looked like it might be a very troublesome inning for Colon turns into just a 1-run 6th. 2-1 to Dendecker, who started the first 2 games of this series, went 1 for 7. Curtis Granderson on deck, and then Daniel Murphy as the Mets face Carlos Frias, who has retired all 9 batters to face him in relief. Mets are playing their 53rd season. They've turned 11 triple plays. The one that stands out in my mind, always does, is the one in 1964. That's toward the hole, and Dendecker's got a pinch hit single. So the Mets get the leadoff man on in the 7th.
Well, fairly obvious here. Watch the third base coach for the Dodgers. He's holding him up. He never even looked at him. And you've got to be a little more emphatic as a third base coach, even though it's a given. How can you assume?
Well, I think that's the point.
That he's going to do that. You know, it's
just a dumb play, and you know. But it's part of what the Dodgers have lived with Puig, and when he went to the dugout, they started talking to him and explaining it to him. But it's been a constant theme, and it's part of the package that you get with Puig. Great athletic ability, big power, big arm, but sometimes plays like that. Mets play hit and run, and Granderson hits it right through the vacated hole, and the Mets have runners at the corners and nobody out.
So the Mets are in a position here to put an end to any Dodger hopes of coming back. You know, and I don't want to stereotype here, but this is what the Latin player brings: a lot of youthful exuberance to their game, and they're infectious players. I mean, they're electric, but they're like the horse. It's the Mustang, the wild Mustang. They got to learn as they go along. Certainly, this young man is one of the great talents that I've seen come around a long time.
Infield comes in for the Dodgers, down by 5 runs, 1st and 3rd, and nobody out for Murphy, who's 1 for 3 on the day. And he takes a strike. I was talking about triple plays. 1964, the Mets played that famous 23 innings second game of a doubleheader against the Giants, which they lost. That was the first year of Shea Stadium. And in that 14th inning of that 23 inning game, the Mets turned a triple play toward the hole, and Murphy's got a base hit. That'll chase home Dendecker. Daniel Murphy with his second hit of the afternoon, an RBI single to make it 8-2 New York.
Well, they're finally, after 9 in a row, retired by Frias. Mets getting to him. Nice hit and run put on by Terry Collins, something you don't see. With Granderson, sets up a big inning. Murphy taking advantage of the infield end.
So 3 straight hits produce a run. Mets have 10 hits on the afternoon. And now Eric Campbell, who took over at third base when David Wright left the game in the 3rd inning with muscle spasms in the right side of his neck. That came after David had picked up a base hit in the 3rd inning and scored. Anyway, that triple play in 64, Orlando Cepeda hit a line drive with 2 men running.
That'll do it.
Roy McMillan caught the line drive, stepped on second, threw to Ed Kranepool at first to triple up Willie Mays.
They're finally getting somebody up in that bullpen. Some nice names you mentioned there, huh? Pretty good players.
It's Pedro Baez up in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Campbell hits one out to right field. Tagging at second is Granderson. He'll move over as Kemp makes the catch for the first out of the inning. One of the most memorable triple plays turned against the Mets happened 5 years ago yesterday. Mets were batting in the 9th inning at home against the Phillies. Jeff Francoeur at the plate.
Oh, I remember.
Hit a line drive, and Eric Bruntlett turned an unassisted triple play to end the game.
That's the year that everything was going wrong at that time that could go wrong. Mets couldn't catch a break.
Duda slaps one toward the hole. That's a base hit, and that'll bring in a run. Granderson comes in to score. Duda's 4th RBI of the afternoon makes it 9-2 New York.
Nice hitting, Lucas. Don't have to try to hit the bomb. Goes right with the pitch. Lucas can do that. Beautiful hitting.
So the Mets have put together 4 hits here in the 7th inning to produce 2 more runs. Duda's 75th run batted into the season. Rick Honeycutt, the Dodger pitching coach, on his way to the mound. So Frias, who had gone perfectly through his first 3 innings, facing the same hitters a second time, gives up 4 hits in 5 batters to start this inning. 2 runs are home, and the Mets still looking for more. So the Mets, who had a breakout offensive day their last game in Oakland on Wednesday, having another one of those today. Get to Citi Field Saturday, August 30th, when the Mets take on the Phillies at 7:10. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Curtis Granderson bobblehead courtesy of Golds. For tickets, visit Mets.com/tickets. Here's d'Arnaud, who delivered the keynote for the Mets today with a home run in the 2nd inning. That tied up the game, and the Mets have gone on a rampage ever since. Murphy now at second, Duda at first with 1 out, and d'Arnaud takes off the plate, ball 1. The biggest game in baseball today is in Oakland. That's tonight. The final game of that series between the Angels and the A's. Oakland's won the first 2 games of that series. Won 2-1 last night behind John Lester. And those teams are now tied for the lead in the American League West.
And I got to feel that Oakland kind of came in on a down. Mets got a split up there. They weren't hitting. They got to feel good about themselves getting the first 2. You're home. You got to win the home series.
And I think the Angels were really set back on their heels with the loss of Garrett Richards. That was such a devastating blow to their team.
Yep.
So they'll have Jared Weaver going tonight against Scott Kazmir in the final game of that series. And then they have 4 more games next week in Anaheim, and then 3 more in late September. So plenty more to go between those 2 teams, who right now share the best record in baseball. 2-1 to d'Arnaud. And Travis tops one foul. 2-2. Mets 9 runs and 11 hits. The Dodgers 2 runs and 5 hits. Bartolo Colon leaving for a pinch hitter here in the 7th. Well on his way to his 12th win of the year. Buddy Carlisle getting ready to pitch in the bottom of the inning. And a full count now to d'Arnaud. Murphy at second, Duda at first, and 1 out. Rookie right-hander Carlos Frias making just his 7th major league appearance. And d'Arnaud bangs one the other way for a base hit. Murphy will be held at third, and the Mets have the bases loaded. 5 hits in the inning. And d'Arnaud with his 2nd hit of the day.
I love it when d'Arnaud goes the other way. And I'm glad he's hit a home run. He's stayed disciplined. d'Arnaud has a chance to be a 300 hitter. That's a beautiful swing. Nice and level on that pitch away on the belt high. Sweet.
That's going to be all for Frias. Don Mattingly's coming out. He's going to make a double switch. Scott Van Slank is coming on the field. And the Dodgers will go to their bullpen, and Pedro Baez, who had been warming up, will be coming into the game. So the Mets have added a pair here in the 7th and looking for a whole lot more with the bases loaded and 1 out as Mattingly makes a pitching change. 9-2 New York in the 7th. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by Verizon. Mike will come into play right field and bat ninth. The new pitcher Pedro Baez will hit fourth in the order.
Well, another rookie, only 7 games. He's fared pretty well so far. It looks like he's tough on right-handers, but it's not enough body of work yet to make an evaluation.
Baez, 26 years old, been up with the Dodgers 4 separate times this year. Just his 8th appearance.
Big guy, 6'2", 230 pounds, just the exact opposite of Frias.
So Juan Lagares will come up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Mets already have 2 runs home in the 7th. Murphy at third, Duda at second, and d'Arnaud at first. Lagares has hit the ball hard all day long. Had a base hit in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 3rd, and then lined out to center field in the 6th. Lagares hit a 3-run homer last night. Bats here with the bases loaded. And fouls the first pitch back at 96 miles an hour from Baez. Every team now has 2 or 3 young pitchers who come in throwing 95, 96, 97 miles an hour.
And as a hitter, you've just got to get a little more set. When you've got a hard thrower out there, you just can't sit up there like you're in a rocking chair. You've got to be ready.
And Baez quickly out in front, 0-2. Ruben Tejada waits on deck. Two from Baez, and Lagares takes it well up high. The inning began with Matt Dendecker's pinch hit single. Granderson with a hit and run play on, singled through the hole into right. Murphy with the infield in, singled past them for a run. With 1 out, Duda took one the other way for a base hit, and d'Arnaud did the same. So the Mets with 5 singles in the inning, 3 of them hit to the opposite field. And Lagares fouls one back.
Right in front of us. Almost got us. Right in Vinny Scully's box. Just to the right of us. There's Vin. It bounced right in front where his monitor is.
Almost wound up in his lap. Could you have made the diving play to keep him out of harm's way?
You know what? I didn't think of it. You know, it would have been a gentlemanly thing to do.
Got to protect the Hall of Famers. 1-2 coming to Lagares, and he fouls it away. But you know what? Vinny's so good, he probably would have made the slick grab himself.
60 years? Is that what it is?
65.
Yes.
Going on 66 years next year.
Oh, I got to tell the story he said about Ralph Kiner. When I had my chat with Vince, Mr. Scully, as I call him. Very few people I call Mr. He's one of them.
Lagares lifts one to right. Van Slyke shading his eyes, having some trouble with it. Taking it third. Murphy. Van Slyke hangs on as he goes down. Murphy scores. Duda goes to third. An adventurous catch for Van Slyke. It's a sacrifice fly for Lagares, making it 10-2. Just into the game, and trouble finds Van Slyke.
Very tough Sunfield. You see him right there. He does everything right. And if you're the hitter, you're very thankful. Sacrifice fly.
Good for Van Slyke hanging on to that ball. So 3 runs are home in the inning. It's 10-2 New York. And now Ruben Tejada, the 8th man up in this inning. Tejada hit a 2-run homer back in the 3rd. That's how good an offensive day it's been for the Mets.
If I can get this story in real quickly, it revolves around Ralph. He said Ralph, of all the players in 65 years, he hit the highest fly ball home runs of anybody ever seen. It says, and you said Gary Kingman, and I agree. So he didn't say Kingman, he said Ralph did. And here we are on a foul ball. The inning's going to be over. And folks, can you just kind of hang in, and I'll relate this story when we start the next inning about our old friend Ralph Kiner.
Nobody's going to leave. They absolutely want to hear your story. Mets add 3 and lead 10-2. 7th inning stretch in L.A.
I'm such a tease.
Baseball on SNY is brought to you by State Farm. Today's State Farm agent of the day is Alan Wheeler of Brooklyn. Contact Alan's office at alanwheeler.net. By Bud Light Lime, the perfect beer for whatever happens. And by Cholula Hot Sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap introduces the new green pepper sauce flavor. Pick up the perfect punch of jalapeno and poblano today. Let's answer our Verizon trivia question. We asked who were the 5 Dodgers to win Rookie of the Year in the 90s. Piazza was in there, Karros, Hollingsworth, Mondesi. Nomo was the guy I forgot.
And you know what? Vince Scully came in the booth, and you heard my voice. I interrupted you. I had no idea we were on, and Vince Scully came in and said, Keith, why don't you catch that ball for me?
See? Great minds thinking alike. Here's your AT&T fan photo for it today. Oh, that's very nice. We had thousands of dogs here last night at Dodger Stadium, so that's a perfect rendition. Mr. Met riding horseback. Buddy Carlisle will take over the pitching for the Mets as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Well, Carlisle has been up and down twice, and he has done a very, very fine job out of the bullpen for the Mets, and he's kind of the innings chewer for the bullpen.
Bartolo Colon went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs and 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 5, in line for his 12th win of the year. So you were telling us the Ralph Kiner home run story.
So we said that Ralph hit the highest home runs, and he said at 9 o'clock at night games at Forbes Field, they were real high up. The steel mills would blow out the furnaces at 9 o'clock, and over the field would come this brown smoke at a thin layer that would blow over Forbes Field. He said Ralph hit him so high, he saw more than a few go through the brown layer of smoke and disappear, and they'd wind up out of the ballpark.
Come back down through the smoke, and they were gone.
And they've since cleaned up Pittsburgh, as you know.
Well, no more steel mills, for one. Hanley Ramirez leads off in the home 7th for the Dodgers. It's been a Mets kind of an afternoon. The only downside, David Wright having to leave the game in the 3rd inning with neck spasms. Hopefully that's not too serious. Although having to fly home on a 5-hour flight with neck spasms might be a rather uncomfortable experience. But the Mets get the day off tomorrow before welcoming in the Braves Tuesday night. Ramirez, just off the disabled list today, has grounded out and struck out. And Carlisle quickly in front of him 0-2. This is Buddy's first appearance on this road trip. He last pitched on Monday against the Cubs. Went 2 innings, a lot of run on 2 hits. Gave up a home run to Anthony Rizzo. But Carlisle has been really good in a long relief and mop-up role with the Mets. Occasionally has had some higher leverage situations. Guy who hadn't pitched in the big leagues in 3 years before the Mets brought him up in an emergency spot when they played that long series in Philadelphia earlier this year, and he stepped right in and did a great job that first time out and has been handy ever since.
He loves to throw his fastball. He's one of the few pitchers here that doesn't monkey around. He comes right after hitters.
Earl Buddy Carlisle. Hanley pops one up. Duda tracking it, and it goes out of play. What a run festival they've had at Target Field this weekend in that series between the Tigers and the Twins. Twins scored 20 runs in the Friday night game. Got 12 in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. Well, today it's the Tigers' turn. They've got 13 on the board. The Twins, though, have scored 42 runs in those 4 games, and they're not done yet, even trailing today. Kansas City lost today, so if the Tigers win that game, they'll be 2 games behind in the American League Central. But you'd have to say that the Tigers have to be counted as one of the huge disappointments in baseball this year, especially now that they've gathered all that Cy Young pitching talent. Max Scherzer pitched today. Verlander struggled last night but got a win.
And on the flip side, Kansas City's got to be one of the big surprises.
Hit hard, smothered by Campbell, gets up, and the low throw handled by Duda. Great play, Eric Campbell, to retire Ramirez for the first out.
To his left. Nice dive, nice throw, little low, nice scoop. Very nicely done all the way around.
So Campbell and Duda make the connection for the first out. Now Andre Ethier, who's 0 for 2 today, is lined to short and hit a comebacker. Well, the Mets have been spot on today. Great plays on the infield. Tejada and now Campbell. Big bats with 3 home runs.
It's always seemed it's hard to sweep. Why? What's the psychology of a team coming in that's won the first 2, whether you're home or away, as a team that's lost the first 2? I think that the team that's lost the first 2, I think, comes a little more ready to play. Maybe unconsciously, the team that's won the first 2 may have just a not quite on point as the other team is.
Toward the hole, Murphy can't quite make the diving stop, and Ethier's got a base hit.
Just out of Murph's reach.
So Ethier aboard with 1 out. And now Justin Turner is 0 for 2 today. Hit one deep to center field that Lagares tracked down his last time up. Duda's going to play behind Ethier at first base, with the Mets living large here in the 7th. Duda watches this one sail out of play. 1-1. Well, the Mets are going home for 6 games, starting with 3 against Atlanta. Mets will be in division with the Braves and Phillies coming in, and then they start September by going to Miami. In fact, after today, the Mets will play every remaining game, 31 games after today, every one in the Eastern Time Zone.
They've earned it. 5 trips out to the West Coast due to interleague play, and of course this is the year that they obviously played the American League West.
And they're not done with the West yet. Turner goes down swinging for the second out. Mets will finish the season with a series against their co-expansionists, the Houston Astros.
You know, you would think when you're playing the American League East, West, and you're an East team, that they would try to somehow schedule. I mean, every West Coast team the Mets had to go play. The Angels early in April. Middle of the season they had to go at Oakland and Seattle before then. You think that you had Texas come to town, you had Houston come to town, and you had Oakland come to town. You would have thought that maybe you'd sprinkle in, 50-50. Either, let Houston go to Houston and maybe go to Texas and not have to make the 5 trips out west.
Or how about this wild concept? If you're going to play in Anaheim, in Oakland, and Seattle, do it all in one trip. And I know scheduling is complicated, but the fact that the Mets had to go back and forth to the West Coast as many times as they did is ludicrous.
Yes.
I mean, it used to be with the easy East-West schedule. Remember this? 18 games against your own division, 12 against the other division. You made 2 trips out west all year. You played 9 games each time, and you were done. You played 18 games on the West Coast in 2 trips.
Yep.
And there's no reason why it shouldn't be that way now, if you're going to play these extra games going coast to coast. And I know fans could not care less to hear about travel and all that, but believe me, it has an impact on the players.
It does. It's much more difficult scheduling now with when they expanded the 4 teams. You brought in 2 teams out west in Phoenix with Arizona and Denver with the Colorado Rockies. It's another, and those are long flights. I got tired this year, and I didn't do all the trips. And then you had the scheduling where they played 3 in Atlanta in April, a getaway day at night, and had to play in California the next day. You flew across the country. That's absurd. There's got to be an off day on a coast-to-coast travel.
Well, it's become so much more complicated now with interleague play, and the fact that you have an odd number of teams in each league, which means there has to be an interleague game every day. And I don't envy the schedule makers. 3-2 to Ellis is drilled to left. Eric Young moves over to grab it. Side retired. But you would think there'd be a little more thought given to the fatigue factor for players, especially in the post-amphetamine era. After 7 in L.A., 10-2 New York. first base. Miguel Rojas comes in to play left field as Adrian Gonzalez comes out. Andre Ethier moves from left field to right field. And for Rojas, it's the first time he's ever played in the outfield in the major leagues.
It's called 10-2 ball game late.
Well, I think it also gives Don Mattingly a chance to see whether Rojas can play out there. He's a natural shortstop. We saw him play third base last night.
And he wants to get his veteran first baseman out of this game too. It's a hot day here in Los Angeles. Keep him fresh.
Pedro Baez came in to get the final 2 outs in the 7th. He'll stay in for the 8th. Eric Young will lead off. Then the pitcher's spot, and then Granderson for the Mets. Eric Young gave the Mets the lead in this game. That was in the 2nd inning. Lagares was at first with 2 out, and Young hit a hot shot that went by the second baseman. And by the time Matt Kemp tried to cut it off in the gap, Young had a triple, and the go-ahead run had scored. He won 1 for 3 on the day. That's with 10 runs and 12 hits on the day, fueled by that triple and 3 home runs.
Well, here's the 2nd inning triple off the bat. Tough play for Gordon right there. And that ball's hit that hard and it goes all the way past the outfielder to the wall. That's scalded. That had a big RBI in it.
Now, Eric Young has seen his playing time virtually dry up over the last 6 weeks. Most of his time has been as a pinch runner, and he's been very effective in that role. Stole a base last night on the first pitch after being inserted to pinch run.
Looks like Carlisle's going to hit, or if it's a base hit or a walk, will he bunt him over? At 10-2, you're not going to bunt. He's going to hit. He's going to finish this game.
Yeah, they'd love for him to soak up the last couple of innings. 1-2 to Young. The Dodgers starter Kevin Correa lasted just 3 innings on his 34th birthday. Gave up 7 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits. Carlos Frias pitched 3 perfect innings in relief, but then stayed on for a 4th inning, and the Mets got to him for 3 runs and 5 hits. 2-2 to Young. Something very strange has happened, Keith. The sun is not out.
I know.
There are clouds.
Got some. Actually, it feels nice.
And it's not the marine layer. It's actual clouds. Grounded down to Gonzalez. He's to Van Slyke, and he's going to race Young to the bag for the first out. Let's check in with the studio. Gary Apple standing by for another game break. Brought to you by the New York State Smokers Quit Line. Last night, those teams played 13 innings before Corey Dickerson won it for the Rockies. Dickerson, by the way, is having a stealth, fantastic year for Colorado. I mean, Charlie Blackmon made the All-Star team, but Dickerson has been great. His buddy Carlisle taking the turn to bat. In fact, Dickerson last night tied the game in the bottom of the 9th for Colorado, hit it in the upper deck in right field at Coors Field.
Oh, he crushed it.
Don't see too many going up there. That's the 3rd deck. The one that when the Mets played the first game at Coors Field in 1995, Todd Hundley said the upper deck was whispering to him.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
And remember, the Colorado pitching coach at the time, Frank Funk, took great offense at Hundley saying that. Todd in that first game at Coors Field hit a grand slam, but never quite reached the 3rd deck, much to Frank Funk's delight.
Well, that was an ill-advised comment in the paper.
Todd was never shy. He gave the Mets some great times. Set the franchise record for home runs in a season, hitting 41, which has been tied but never broken. For a 3 or 4 year stretch there, Todd Hundley was one of the feared power hitters in the National League.
2-2 coming to Carlisle, and he slashes one the other way, and Buddy Carlisle has a base hit. Well, everybody's hitting for the Mets today, and Buddy Carlisle getting in on the fun.
Well, Carlisle, who's been mainly a relief pitcher, that's his 10th career hit. First since 2008 when he was a Brave.
And every 6 years, like clockwork. So the Mets have their 13th hit of the afternoon. And now Granderson, who had a base hit his last time up and scored a run, 1 for 4 on the day. Curtis snapped an 0 for 11 with that base hit. See, what you didn't mention when you said that it was Carlisle's first hit since 2008, you didn't mention it was his first at bat since 2009.
Well, I always leave that to you, Gary. You always got to clean up my mess.
I just wanted to point out that he hadn't had all that many opportunities in the last 6 years.
You always got to clean up my mess. Come on.
I'm just trying to expand on your coaching thoughts. 0-2 to Granderson. A Mr. Mets Kids Club membership makes a great back-to-school gift. Orange members receive a T-shirt, 4 free tickets, and an ID card, and much more. Sign up today at Mets.com/kidsclub and make sure the kids go back to school in style. We have to study up on the Mr. Mets Kids Club, because if there are orange members, are there other colored members too?
We must tell the kids back east that here in Los Angeles, the kids are already in school.
Is that true?
Yes. Drove by several schools, like around 3 or 4. The kids were on the way to the ballpark over the 3 days. Cab rides, I should say. And the kids were in school. So
what you're saying is that all those kids who say to their parents, "Hey, how come we don't live in California?" Now they.
It's taking away my summer.
That's exactly right. That's why you live in New York, son. Because you don't have to start school till after Labor Day. I'm giving you a break. Reason number 1,747,642 why you'd rather live in New York than LA.
Doesn't it all even out though? I mean, wouldn't they get out earlier than the New York kids?
Maybe, but we don't have to tell them that. 3-2 to Granderson with 1 out and 1 on, and Curtis launches one to right field. Back goes Ethier. He'll have room, and he makes the catch for the second out. Carlisle stays at first. So 2 out, and Daniel Murphy coming up. Murphy is 2 for 4 today. He's driven in a run. He's scored 2. Now 159 hits for the year. There's about a fifth of the season remaining, and Murphy is right about on that pace for 200 hits, which would be quite a feat.
And I do believe he's quite aware of it.
Right now, he'd have to pick up the pace a little bit. He's on the pace for 197.
Well, we'll see how many walks from this point to the end of the year Murph draws. And you know what? With the way the season is, I'd tell him to swing the bat.
Ben Slight squeezes the pop-up, and the inning comes to an end. We go to the bottom of the 8th in L.A. It's been all Mets this afternoon, 10-2.
His 15th win. Victor Martinez hit his 25th home run as the Tigers beat the Twins 13-4. The Nats were down 5-0, but smashed the Giants 14-6. That's 12 wins in the last 13 games for Washington. They're now 8 games up in the East. And the big game tonight in Oakland as the A's try to sweep the series from the Angels with Scott Kazmir against Jared Weaver. Winner takes first place in that AL West. Jamie Wright on call in the Dodger bullpen as Buddy Carlisle works the bottom of the 8th. Scott Van Slyke first time up, and he's got himself a base hit. Van Slyke now 3 for 6 in the series. So the Dodgers have their 7th hit, their 2nd against Carlisle, and D. Gordon the batter. Gordon 1 for 3, singled and scored a run against Cologne in the 6th. Cologne went 6, allowed 2 runs, 5 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. And now he can turn his thoughts to more important matters as he goes back to the Dominican for his mom's funeral on Thursday. And then he plans to be back with the Mets in time for his start against the Phillies on Saturday night.
Well, say goodbye to the West Coast, Gare, until we meet again next year.
Say goodbye to Hollywood.
Happy trails to you. You were going home tonight on the flight with the team?
Why wouldn't I?
I am not. But I don't have to work till Friday.
I'd like to get home as soon as possible. Maybe spend tomorrow on the beach.
I got excused
for work on Tuesday.
I got excused from class by the teacher for the Brave series.
Now you've been working a real steady number of games.
Second half I got it all comes to 105 in the end. That's ripped.
Gordon drills one to right center. That's an extra base hit. Van Slyke to third as Granderson plays it off the wall. They'll wave Van Slyke home. Gordon heads to third, and he is in safely as he knocks the base out of its stanchion. His 2nd triple of this series and his 12th of the year.
What an impressive hitter.
I don't know if you see third base come out of its mooring.
I have never seen a base on a slide come out. And I guess you would call it, right? That's a nice swing. I guess you would call it a mooring. I got to see how this happened. I have never seen a base come out. It's usually, what, around 9 inches or 10 inches of a metal square pole that goes down.
He just kicked the base right out.
Sure did. 12th triple?
12th triple, 2nd in this series.
And what do you do if you're an umpire and you call him out?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
If the base moves away from where it belongs and he comes off the base, is he supposed to stay where the base is supposed to be, or is he supposed to follow it? I mean, we used to have that problem in Little League with the bases that didn't have moorings, but it shouldn't happen in the big leagues. Anyway, it's now a 10-3 game. Yasiel Puig is 0 for 2 in a walk today.
Look at Bob Waterman on that one.
Puig fouls one back. Puig was on the back end of what turned out to be an embarrassing play in the 6th inning when the Mets turned the 11th triple play in their history. Puig was at second with Gonzalez at first. Matt Kemp hit a ground ball into what looked like a routine 5-4-3 double play, but Puig for some reason tried to score from second, and Duda threw him out, and that made it a triple play and got Cologne through his last inning. Triple plays are rare, and they're usually quirky.
Yes.
Every once in a while you'll get the around the horn 5-4-3 triple play. Usually have a pretty slow runner coming out of the box for that to happen. But this is the way this one unfolded.
Well, this has just been unfolds because of a base running blunder by Puig. And tries to score in the double play when they're down 5 runs, and you just don't do that. And Cologne was very thankful.
I remember a triple play the Mets turned against the Giants a number of years ago, similar to that. And I believe, if I recall correctly, this is in 1998, that Barry Bonds was out at the plate on the back end of that triple play. It was a 3-6-3. I think Olerud was playing first, and Ordonez at short, and Bonds tried to score and was thrown out at the plate. I think he was at third, though, to start the play, and he hesitated and tried to score, and that's how they got the back end of that one. This one was a little more egregious. 2-2 to Puig.
We've got the ruling here in the rule book on that base. If the impact of a runner breaks the base loose from its position, no play can be made on that runner if he had reached it at that base, if he had reached it safely.
So it's a dead ball, basically?
Yeah, yep. And the other ruling on it is
Puig goes down on the high fastball, and Carlisle has his second strikeout.
The other ruling is that the base is dislodged from another play during the game, during that play. And the following runner of the same play shall be considered as touching or occupying the base if in the umpire's judgment he touches or occupies the point marked by the dislodged
So he's supposed to go where the bag belongs,
right,
not follow the bag to wherever it ends up.
So they got it covered in the rule book.
Miguel Rojas up for the first time, came in to play left field. Rojas played third base last night, went 1 for 3. 25-year-old rookie from Venezuela. Every afternoon I spend with you, I always feel like I've been educated.
Why?
Well, I just learned something I didn't
Dennis over
necessarily
here
know.
gave me the rule book. He had found it. Our wonderful stat man. So they've got it all covered in that rule book.
Well, maybe not all of it, but a good number of cases. Carlos Torres and Dana Evelyn both up in the Mets bullpen. Carlisle ahead 1-2, and Rojas won't bite on that high fastball. Buddy pitching his second inning in relief. Jamie Wright standing. Chuck Krim watching. Strike 3 call. Rojas down looking. So after the RBI trouble for Gordon, Carlisle comes back with back-to-back strikeouts.
Fastball outside corner. Paint.
So 2 out. And now Drew Butera will be a pinch hitter. Butera, the backup catcher, got a start last night and went 0 for 4. Drew Butera, who was originally drafted by the Mets. Spent a couple of years in the Mets farm system. Then they traded him to Minnesota in the deal that brought Luis Castillo to Flushing. Butera, yet another second-generation big leaguer. His dad Sal was a catcher.
Sal, a Long Island guy. They've got his picture up in the Wall of Fame, Athletic Wall of Fame at Islip Airport, MacArthur Islip.
Is that right?
I fly out there a lot, and they have a hallway going down one wing of the airport that has Sal featured.
Really? Sal played at Suffolk County Community College.
I believe it's a Suffolk County Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame.
Must have had a big career there. Drew Butera fouls it back. Drew grew up in Florida and went to the University of Central Florida, which is where the Mets drafted him from.
Well, a lot of the crowd has left this game.
It was a big crowd, 47,000 plus today. Butera launches one deep left field. Back goes Young toward the corner, right at the wall, reaches up, and he made the catch.
Tremendous play by Eric Young with that short fence in the left field corner. And he reels in this long drive by Drew Butera to end the inning. A fine play and a dangerous play with that short fence. But Eric Young survives. And so does Buddy Carlisle in the bottom of the 8th. That's played great defense all day.
Bound for the Dodgers as we go to the 9th.
Well, Wright threw in the first game of the series, and he also kind of mopped up the last inning, gave up a run. That was that 6-2 Dodger win.
Eric Campbell leads off for the Mets in the top of the 9th. His 3rd at bat. Eric didn't start the game, came in when David Wright was forced to leave with muscle spasms in his neck. And I'm sure that Gary and Bobby will have all the details on that as we get more from the Mets clubhouse after the game. 1-1 to Campbell, who's gone 0 for 2.
13 hit attack by the Mets. 3 home runs. Darno, Duda, and Tejada. 25th for Lucas. He's going to hit 30.
That's a big year. 25 homers, 75 RBIs now for Duda. And the curveball from Wright misses 2-1. Wright is the 4th pitcher of the day for the Dodgers. The starter Correa lasted just 3 innings, was charged with 7 runs. Carlos Frias went 3 1/3, gave up 3 runs. Pedro Baez an inning and 2/3, no runs, 1 hit. And now Wright, 39-year-old veteran, sees Campbell chop one out to Gordon, and that's the first out of the top of the 9th. Well, the Mets fly home after the game today, take tomorrow off, and open their series against the Braves on Tuesday night. Dylan G opens the series against Alex Wood. Our coverage begins Tuesday night at 6 o'clock right here on SNY. Zach Wheeler's next start will be Wednesday night against Julio Teheran. That's a nice matchup of young hard throwers. And then Thursday night, John Neese against Mike Minor. It's thinned out a little bit at Dodger Stadium.
Well, it's going to be easy to get out of here. This is one of the ballparks, folks, when they fill it up, it's hard to get out fast.
Well, there's not a whole lot of mass transit. Everybody comes in their cars.
Yep.
And there is an enormous acreage of parking here, but there aren't all that many roads leading in and out. Duda's had a big day, a single, a homer, 4 RBIs. And Wright keeps it in on him. 1-1. Duda's now homered 4 times in his last 6 games, including 3 on this road trip. Carlos Torres getting ready to pitch the 9th inning for New York. Whatever else happens this year for the Mets, they have to count the development of Lucas Duda as an enormous accomplishment.
And the guy in the on-deck circle too, turning his season around, d'Arnaud. D'Arnaud showing what reason why he was the main guy there in that trade that sent the knuckleballer.
R.A. Dickey.
Right. So he's been impressive with his bat, and be interesting to watch. He's hitting in the 220s. Okay, fine, but he's hit 12 home runs this year, and that's impressive. His last 2 on this road trip have been real impressive.
Duda gets hold of another one deep to right. Back goes Ethier, looking up, and it's out of here. Lucas Duda with his 2nd of the day. Number 26. A 5 RBI afternoon for Duda, and it's 11-3 New York. Well, last night it was the Dodger first baseman Adrian Gonzalez with a 5 RBI night. Today it's Duda's turn. 2 homers, 5 RBIs on the day for the Southern California native. And that caps his weekend in L.A.
What a homecoming.
First time in his career Lucas has put together a 5 RBI day. And he does it back home.
Oh boy, he turned on a fastball down and in, didn't he?
Third time this year Lucas has had 2 home runs in a game.
The emergence of Mr. Duda.
Well, it was back in April the Mets finally made their choice, and it certainly appears as though they chose wisely. Gordon handles d'Arnaud's ground ball, and that's the 2nd out. I mean, Lucas just grows by leaps and bounds, and you talked about it earlier in this game. Not just the fact that he hit the 2 home runs today, but that he took a ball the other way in an RBI situation.
Yep, I'd like to see him do more of that in certain situations where the home run's not needed, or you just need a base hit. Become more of a third hitter.
And then throw in the fact that his defense has been very solid.
He's become very. That's his position. As he's played more, he's become more relaxed.
Well,
still likes to chew that gum, boy. Wearing that gum out.
The silent giant has produced a lot of noise. Lagares pops one up. Van Slyke and Gordon with a nice reaching catch to end the inning. But Lucas Duda provides some more fireworks with his 2nd home run of the afternoon. Number 26 for Duda. A career high day with 5 RBIs, and the Mets rolling 11-3 into the bottom of the 9th. Mets in the bottom of the ninth, and Carlos Torres will try and get the final 3 outs.
Well, the workhorse of this staff, you can see he's going to pitch close to 100 innings this year. He loves to get that ball and throw, and he's had himself a nice season. Had a little rough patch around a week ago where he was giving up home runs, but he's righted the ship.
Well, he had that great spot start on Monday when he filled in for Colon and went 5 scoreless innings. Had a rough time in the opening game of this series. He gave up a 2-run double to Matt Kemp, but right back out there to try and get the final 3 outs of this game. By the way, the Mets are saying that Daniel Murphy came out of this game with a sore right calf. So amidst an otherwise wonderful day for the Mets, they lost Wright to neck spasms, and now Murphy to a sore calf. Familia getting some work in the bullpen. So both those will bear watching during the postgame. Hanley Ramirez takes a big cut. He's behind in the count 0-2. Hanley 0 for 3 in his return from the disabled list today. Robbed of a hit on a diving play by Eric Campbell his last time up. Buddy Carlisle went 2 innings in relief, allowed a run on 3 hits. Struck out 3 in his 2 innings. Andre Ethier on deck, then Justin Turner for the Dodgers in the ninth. Mets have lost 6 straight games at Dodger Stadium, dating back to 2 years ago. Trying to nip that today. Cutter misses 1-2. Now Torres had on Ramirez 1-2. Struck him out with the curveball. So Torres fans Ramirez for the first down in the bottom of the ninth. Coming up tonight at 10:30, Geico Sports Night right here on SNY. CJ Papa will be in the chair. Preseason football, golf, the U.S. Open, Little League World Series. Maybe they'll squeeze in some baseball too. Geico Sports Night tonight at 10:30. Here's Andre Ethier, 1 for 3 on the day. And he takes the curveball for ball 1. You know, the Mets 2 outs away from locking this game down for Bartolo Colon. It would be his 12th win of the season, which is quite an accomplishment for a team that is 10 games under 500. Right through the box, a base hit for Ethier, his second of the day. Colon has had his bobbles this year, but he come out at the end of August at 12-10 with a 3.82 ERA. He's done a nice job.
I agree. He's been fantastic, and I think those starts that he went 8 innings, one in particular earlier in the year against St. Louis in that hot afternoon, I think that kind of set a nice example and tone for the younger pitchers to go deeper.
There's Justin Turner with 1 out and 1 on. Well, and today pitching with a heavy heart following the death of his mom earlier this week, with the funeral on tap for this coming week and long trip to make back to the Dominican. That can be a distraction for some guys, but Colon found his oasis on the mound today, and it worked for him. And he had himself a really good day. Here's Turner swinging and grounding one to Campbell. He'll go to first with it, and he gets Turner for the second out as Ethier goes to second.
Interesting choice right there. He did have the force at second.
So the Dodgers are down to their final out. A.J. Ellis coming up. Ellis is 0 for 3 today. The Mets 11 runs and 14 hits. The Dodgers 3 runs and 9 hits. 4 Met home runs, including a pair off the bat of Lucas Duda. And the Mets have been able to rumble through the day with little to stop them. It's the first time in exactly 2 months that the Mets have hit 4 home runs in a game, since they did it June 24th against the A's at Citi Field. That was the game Chris Young hit 2 home runs. Remember, he had that great series against his whole team?
Yes.
0-2 to Ellis. So Torres has the Dodgers down to their final strike. One and two. Scott Van Slyke on deck. He'll bat if Ellis can keep this game going. Now the 1-2, and that's away. 2-2. Torres trying to put on the finishing touches, and Ellis will get one more. Dodgers are heading to Arizona to start a series on Tuesday while the Mets head home.
Dodgers have 2 in Arizona, then go to San Diego for 3, and then come back home.
I think they have the Nationals coming in here next week.
So the Nationals got to make another trip out west, and they're going to be important games.
Full count now to Ellis.
It could be a preview of the championship series in the National League.
I think it would be easy to argue that those are the 2 best teams in the National League, the Dodgers and the Nats. The Nats are certainly playing like it right now. 12 wins in their last 13 after winning today, and quite a win today, down 5 runs against the Giants. Full count to Ellis with 2 out, and that's ball 4, and we continue. So a 2-out walk to Ellis keeps the game alive. Only the second walk given up by Met pitching today, and now Scott Van Slyke will come up for the second time. Game in a double switch. Got a base hit and was only at bat in the 8th and scored a run.
Another Led Zeppelin song for a modern day player's theme song at the plate.
Some guys have tastes that stretch beyond the current day.
Chase Utley with Cashmere, and Van Slyke with The Levee's Gonna Break.
And he pops one up. This should do it. Duda and Darno puts it away, and the ball game is over. So the Mets, after dropping 2 in LA, do everything right today. 4 home runs, 6 good innings from Bartolo Colon, some splendid defense as well, as they wallop the Dodgers 11-3.
Well, a road trip where they did not play good defense. Today, they played great defense. Tejada made some sparkling plays, but it was all the offense. Colon goes to 12-10. 4 home runs hit by the Mets. Tejada his 3rd. Darno is 12th, and Duda, the big day, 5 RBIs, career high for him, 2 home runs, 25 and 26.
Only down notes. David Wright leaving the game with neck spasms. Daniel Murphy leaving with a sore calf in the 9th.